Oh my god. It's fucking here. It's real. It's happening. I slept like a baby last night after this bombshell of a reveal was dropped, after this reveal that ended the Summer Games Fest. Man, I won't stop talking about this game until this game comes out. And I was so hyped I was fucking screaming. Like literally. And I can hardly contain my excitement. However, in today's video, we're not going to be reacting to it so much. We're just going to be breaking it down because the Resident Evil fan in me cannot help but break down this trailer and find every little Easter egg, every little nook and cranny that we can get our hands on and kind of discuss and talk about. And I can maybe, give you my, my 2 cents on what I see, but more so, like, we're going to be focusing on some facts that are presented to us in this trailer, and then we can speculate from there. But I watched this trailer like over 1,000 fucking times by now. So yeah, you guys can imagine how excited I am. For those of you who know me, you guys know that I'm a diehard Resident Evil fan. This franchise is literally this is probably my favorite video game franchise at this point. And it seems like as of late, Capcom can do no wrong. They're about to take over the industry. We're getting Pragmata. We're getting Onimusha. We're getting Resident Evil Requiem. We're still getting updates for Monster Hunter Wilds. We're still getting updates for Street Fighter 6. Who knows what else they have coming down the pipeline. But my God, am I grateful for Capcom, because I don't know where I would be as a gamer, as a consumer, without Capcom's amazing, high-quality, industry-leading video games that they delivered over the past several years, right? So, anyways, enough yapping. Let's get down to business. So I'm not gonna let this trailer play out like once, because I've already seen this trailer plenty of times. I'm sure you guys have already. So I'm just gonna be pausing as much as I can. So I hope you guys are ready for that. Brace yourself. But I'm just gonna be discussing mostly what I see and what I notice as we watch this trailer. Okay, so right away. Sorry, I'm just gonna move my webcam top left here, because I want you guys to see, like, right here, right? Obviously, it says FBI. Now, you know what I am theorizing, along with many other Resident Evil fans. This might be the place that Leon may be working at as well, right? So a lot of people were saying, where's Leon? Where is Jill? I thought those would be our two main protagonists, according to the leaks and rumors that were spreading about this game, about RE9. To be honest with you, I think they could still show up, but I also wouldn't be surprised that they don't show up, because if they would be in this game, I think Capcom would have shown them in this trailer, because seeing an older Leon or older Jill or both, why wouldn't have they showed Leon and Jill? Because showing Leon and Jill in this trailer would have generated so much buzz, so much hype. They're fan-favorite characters in the series that people know and love. So if they were in this game, I think they would have shown them, right? I mean, unless they're saving them for another trailer. To be honest, I don't think they're likely to show up. I think this is a completely new story within the same, obviously, world. And They might show up. We might see some familiar faces, but we might not. And I'm okay with both. But yeah, FBI here. So this could be the place that Leon is working at as well. Who knows? But as you can see already, I mean, my gosh, like this trailer looks so good. You would think this is CGI, but this is actually, like, from what it looks like, this is the RE engine working its magic. In my opinion, the most beautiful looking engine I've ever seen in a video game. The way it uses photorealism is unlike no other game I've ever seen. Okay. Hold on a second. Hold on. I want to see something. The FBI's team most wanted fugitives. Okay, so that's just like,
Sir.
Probably not important to the Resident Evil lore. So not much to see here. Again, not much to see in this shot, really. But Grace Ashcroft here. So Grace Ashcroft, it will be our main protagonist from the looks of it. Of course, Ashcroft, to the Resident Evil fans, will sound, the name Ashcroft will sound very familiar because, as we will come to find out in this trailer, this girl right here, Grace Ashcroft, is the daughter of Alyssa Ashcroft, which I had to honestly research because I as a Resident Evil fan, I never played the Outbreak games. But I know Alyssa Ashcroft was playable in RE Outbreak 1 and RE Outbreak 2. Right? And apparently, let me pull this up, but I was just researching this last night as this trailer was being rolled out. So, I pulled it out here. So, Alyssa Ashcroft is an American investigative reporter, a former resident of Raccoon City. Ashcroft was one of a handful of humans that escaped the city and worked to expose the Umbrella Corporation and its link to bioweapons in the city. So there you have it. And yeah, so I guess we'll be playing as Grace Ashcroft, which is which proves that the Outbreak games are canon, which is pretty cool to see. Okay. Fourth victim, unidentified disease, right? At an abandoned government office. So, are we dealing with zombies here? Who knows? But as you guys will see in the trailer later on, we might see zombies again. And I'm talking about the RE2 remake zombies. Maybe. That's just my speculation. But we'll continue on. Okay, not much to see here, but I gotta point it out. I know this is like not even like a bit off topic, but the hair physics, the way the hair looks in RE engine, my God, like this engine is beautiful, just absolutely beautiful, like to look at, to play, and it's like you could tell right away, you know. Like, fans of Resident Evil, fans of Capcom, when they saw this trailer, and you look at the animation and the hair, the way people look, how real they look, you could tell right away, like, okay, this is a Capcom game. This is an RE engine game. Okay, so right here, this is where everyone thought, okay, this is Rose. This is Ethan's daughter, right? We all got baited. Right, we all got faked out. Just admit it. And I thought it was Rose too until I, watched the rest of the trailer.
Grace. Grace Ashcroft.
Yes?
My office.
How real the faces look.
Coming.
So not much we can make out in the background here. It's kind of really hard to tell, like, or like see anything else in this frame, in this shot, or even in the scene. But man, the faces look so real and lifelike.
If this is about the report you asked for yesterday, it'll be ready in 2 days tops.
Put a hold on that for now. We found
Voice actors sound familiar too, for both of them.
another body. One that exhibits the same pathology as the others we've been investigating. Now I need a good technical analyst on this.
Okay.
So Grace Ashcroft is a technical analyst. She's working for the FBI, right? Does that mean that she won't be as a technical analyst? Obviously, combat is not your expertise. But I don't know shit about the FBI. But I'm sure she must have some sort of basic training of how to defend herself, right? Whether it's military training or whatever, I don't know. But what this is telling me, or the vibe that it's giving off, is that Grace is no Leon. She won't be roundhouse kicking enemies. She won't be pulling off like overly stylish moves. She won't be like Chris as that military trained like person, She might not even be Jill or Claire in terms of like, just sheer like abilities and skill and agility and like being able to fight the way Claire and Jill can. However, she is working for the FBI, so she must have some kind of basic military training. But she is a technical analyst, so that also tells me that we won't be super powerful fighting as her when we're playing as her. We won't be like this overpowered like punching boulders or doing roundhouse kicks like Leon or Chris, right? So I kind of like that direction because they're going in the same direction that they did with Ethan Winters, where Ethan is just this generic your average Joe, right? And he doesn't know how to fight, doesn't know how to properly use guns, and they just essentially used them as a blank canvas for RE7, right? Ethan Winters was used as a window for us, the player, right? To experience the terror of RE7, right? So that's why he was faceless. It was meant to be a blank canvas for us, the player, to play the game. And Ethan Winters was our window into the world of RE7.
I need your eyes on the crime scene.
Okay. This guy's name is Nathan Dempsey, Special Agent in charge. Special Agent. Leon also becomes a Special Agent in RE4. So, is he also working here? Something to keep in mind. Food for thought.
The Renwood Hotel.
Sorry, let me listen to that again. I wanna
see. The Renwood Hotel.
Remna Hotel or Rembin Hotel, something like that. There's no subtitles, so it's really hard to tell. But okay, this hotel, whatever it's called, we've never been in a hotel before in the mainline RE games, at least, as far as I can remember. So I'm guessing this will be the location of the game where the game takes place the majority of the time. We've never been to this hotel. So it's a brand new location. Hotel sounds pretty cool if you ask me. Lot of possibilities and potential that you have there with survival horror mechanics and atmosphere and, making this Resident Evil entry very horror focused rather than action focused. And look, okay. And just from here on, like, this trailer, I love how this trailer descends into this. We get a glimpse of, like, what kind of horror we can expect. And this is giving me RE2 remake and RE7 vibes in terms of the atmosphere and the survival horror focus of this game. Okay. So I'm guessing this is the hotel, right? Crime scene investigation, right? Was this where Alyssa Ashcroft was murdered, right? Maybe this is the scene of the crime where she was murdered. Hotel has fallen apart, which makes sense because, as you will see later on, we may be returning to a familiar place. Which is why everything is falling apart, destroyed in ruins.
I know that's where your mother was murdered.
Where your mother was murdered. So we quickly find out the fate of her mother, unfortunately. But this is Alyssa Ashcroft. They're giving us flashbacks. Will we play as Alyssa Ashcroft in flashback scenes? Maybe. Would be pretty cool to see, if you ask me. And see how she got murdered. Okay. This guy right here. This guy might be the villain of this game. We don't know much about him. He's a hooded figure. He's a veiled figure. But the fact that he's in a hood, right? In this gown here. Could he be part of a cult? Could this place be the territory of a newly occupied cult? Who knows? But
Alyssa died 8 years ago.
8 years ago, she died.
Perhaps it's time for you to face the past.
Okay. Oh my god, I want that freeze frame right here. Hold on. Okay, this is the hotel from the outside. It's kind of hard to see because it quickly goes away and you got all this visual effect going on. Okay, again, love what I'm seeing. This looks very, like, dark in tone, very spooky, very RE2 and RE7 like.
Grace.
Not much to see there. And I'm guessing it fast forwards us to us investigating the scene of the crime. Somehow she gets captured. I don't know. She's upside down somewhere, hanging in a room or strapped on something.
What is this? Hey!
Okay. So she's bandaged up, right? By the way, look at how real her face looks. My God, I'm so impressed with the detail of this engine. But anyways, yeah, she's been patched up. Did she patch herself up? Did Leon patch her up? Did someone else patch her up? Who knows? But again, she might not be the capable fighter that we're all expecting that someone like Leon and Jill or Chris would be, or Ada, right? So I like that. I like that we're going to be playing as someone who is not really the most capable and best fighter out there. She probably knows how to handle a gun and handle herself in, you know, certain situations because she works for the FBI, one would assume, but the thing with that is, if you're playing as this overpowered, like, military trained guy, right? Whether it's Leon or Jill or Chris, I feel like that kind of takes the horror out of the equation because Now all of a sudden you're playing as this overpowered character who can pull off like flashy moves, roundhouse kicks, right? All these dodges and you know, like all these like boulder punches. Like, I'd rather play as a vulnerable character, a character who is not the best fighter, who is not the most capable fighter. Because I feel like that would add more to the horror and the scare factor, right? Look at what happened with RE7. Part of the reason why that was the scariest Resident Evil game is because you were playing as a dude who literally doesn't even know how to defend himself. He held a knife like this. 2 hands, bro. Like, you know what I mean? So I'd rather play as a character who is not the most experienced in combat. I feel like that's going to add to the horror rather than take away from it. Okay. Okay, this is, oh my goodness. Now, a lot of people thought this was the RPD, the Raccoon City Police Department, right? This looks to me like the hotel. I think we're still in the hotel here. But I love the atmosphere. Again, like, very, like tight corridors. Reminds me a lot of RE2 and RE7. RE7, y'all remember that tight corridor where Jack comes out of the wall, bursts out, you know, and jump scares you, right? RE2, the RPD, had a lot of these narrow hallways, right?
Stay close.
Okay, that voice. That voice does not seem recognizable at all. Might be a new character. All these missing people. Again, adding more to the horror, which I like. Look at how real this rain looks. My God.
They're coming.
They're coming. Who's they? We're talking about zombies? We're talking about the cult member? Or members, rather? Now, this guy here. The trailer cuts to this guy while he says the following.
I know now that you're the one that I've been searching for.
You're the one that I've been searching for.
Special one.
Special
The
one.
chosen one.
Chosen one. Probably talking to Grace Ashcroft.
Miss Ashcroft.
So, who is this guy? What's he doing here? Was he the dude in the hood? Who knows? Is he the leader of a cult? If there is a cult here, who knows? Is he the murderer of Alyssa Ashcroft? Who knows? All we can do is speculate. But right here, okay, right here, just by this blast here, right? These after, you know, explosion remains here. Right? I mean, already you can tell, okay, this is Raccoon City, or what's left of it. Right? Because Raccoon City ends with quite literally a bang. So, yeah, this is what's left of the city. As you can see, some buildings are still standing. So, could the hotel be located here? Most likely. Because not the whole city has been wiped out yet. Which means there's definitely survivors, right? But what kind of survivors? Infected survivors? Or regular human survivors? We'll see.
Investigating all these strange deaths, huh?
We need to keep our
Investigating all these strange deaths.
voices down.
We need to keep our voices down. So, clearly there's another infection going on, another virus that's spreading. Is it the G virus? Who knows?
Have you seen the same shit I've seen?
There it is.
You are my hope.
Everyone's
RPD. Right there. Boom.
gone.
Yep, this is the main hall. This is where we saw that puzzle. This is where people knew, like, oh yeah, this is Resident Evil. This is RE9.
Stay away from that!
Okay, first human that we're seeing in this new location, wherever it is. What happened to him? Is he turning into a zombie? Is he turning into something else? We can all speculate at this point. We don't know much. Clearly, he's still human-like for now. Probably turns into whatever the virus will infect him with.
Stay away from that!
Okay. Now, this frame right here, okay? Oh, by the way, as a side note, I looked up the definition of the word requiem just because I wanted to make sure I wasn't, like, talking out of my ass here. But requiem essentially means an act of remembrance. So that is quite fitting, because now that we know we're going to return to Raccoon City, that title is very fitting. And it plays nicely with the wordplay they got going on, where they will name their Resident Evil mainline games according to the number they're at. So RE7, right, had that, you know, those Roman numerals, right? RE Village, the VII, you know, VILL, yeah. So that was RE8, and then RE9 Requiem, right? REQ, which forms RE9. I love the wordplay there. But anyways, okay, a lot is going on. A lot is happening here. Let's break this down. So this tells me, you know what this tells me? I think first person perspective is back. I think this game will be in first person. This game will be in first person. This scene, whatever it is, right, is taking place from a character's perspective in first person, right? Now, are we watching this through Grace's eyes, or are we seeing this through someone else's eyes? Who knows? Again, it might not be like 100% confirmed, but I think judging from this scene alone, I think this game will be in first person, which I know a lot of people have strong feelings about, you know, third person versus first person when it comes to Resident Evil. A lot of people feel very strongly about third person. They will swear by it. Honestly, if you ask me, I think I'm neutral. I'm indifferent. Like, I don't mind playing it in first person because it comes with its own pros compared to our third person perspective. With third person perspective, I feel like you can still make like survival horror effective when it comes to the third person perspective. However, when it comes to the first person perspective, I feel like it makes it much more immersive. The horror is much more like quite literally up in your face, like right in your face. Everything is happening in your face, right? Everything's happening in your face, and it makes you feel like you are there in the environment, exploring these rooms, exploring these corridors, fighting these creatures or these enemies, right? Running away from them. So the reason why RE7 was so terrifying is partly because of the fact that it was in first person, right? All the horror, traumatic, terrifying shit was happening to you, the player, right? Jack Baker at that dinner table scene spoon feeding you fucking human guts or whatever it is he's feeding you. That is happening to you, the player. So in my opinion, like, there's so much more potential for jump scares and just making the horror much more effective, making the game much more scarier. So, and here's another way I can put it as well. PT, right? Hideo Kojima's demo for Silent Hills, right? For those of you who played PT. Let me ask you guys this. Would that game have been as terrifying if that demo was in third person? If PT was in third person? compared to first person? I'm not sure it would. You know what I mean? So I'm fine with first person perspective. I'm also fine with third person perspective. Maybe we'll get an RE8 where the game will launch in first person, third person mode will come later or at launch. Who knows? I'm okay with both. I think they both come with each of their pros and cons. But personally, I like the direction of first person for this entry. But I'm not opposed to either. All right. Now right here. So on the back, you can see a statue of a horse. But over here, what the hell are we even looking at? Like, is this the stalker enemy of this game? Is this some sort of liquor variant? Is this something else or someone else entirely? Who knows? But my gosh, I love this scene. This looks absolutely freaking terrifying. Gives me RE2 and RE7 vibes. It's like RE2 and RE7 had a baby, and that was Resident Evil Requiem. And you see how this camera's like moving, right? It reminds me a lot of how, you know, the cutscenes will play out in first person in RE7 and RE8. So this tells me that this game might very well be in first person, which I'm fine with. Okay, now what the fuck? So is this creature like attached to the ceiling? Is it crawling? Is it like, I don't know what I'm looking at, but I love it. That's about as much as we can tell from that scene. Okay, someone is clearly being freaking choked out with a plastic bag or a plastic sheet or wrap, whatever. There goes that hooded figure again, though. Is that the same guy who is sitting in that chair talking to, you know, Ashcroft? Talking about the Chosen One. Clearly, he's running the show here at this hotel from what it looks like. Is he the leader of a cult again? Who knows? Maybe. Okay. Now this part here. Are zombies coming back? We are back in Raccoon City. Zombies were in Raccoon City. Could still very well be in Raccoon City, right? So this clearly looks to me like he's turning into a zombie. Okay. Now is this in the RPD? Is this in the hotel? Who is this? Honestly, the speculation is endless. Like we could speculate for days here. It could be at the hotel. It could be at the RPD. Although if it's at the RPD, it's quite hard to tell which part of the RPD this is. But it could be a flashback if it's in the RPD, because if it took place in present day, there's no way the RPD could have rooms or areas to it that is still standing and polished and refurbished as this like area is. So if it's RPD, it's probably not present day RPD that is in ruins. This is most definitely probably the hotel. Who is this woman? Who knows? Okay. Zombies are returning, perhaps? Who knows? And this is where we get the RE9, the Requiem. Wow. My jaw hit the floor. Absolutely amazing. Now, usually we get some sort of extra bonus scene after the title card rolls when it comes to these Resident Evil trailers, but they just straight up gave us the date, which is already less than 1 year away. Wow. Amazing. Anyways, yeah, so that was the trailer. What did you guys think? What are your thoughts? What are your theories? What are you guys speculating? What are you guys hoping to see? What do you guys think about all this? Drop down your thoughts in the comments below. I would love to know your thoughts. Let's get a conversation going. Let's start theorizing. Let's start discussing. Let's start speculating. Yeah, it's gonna be the RE9 hype train is real. It is fucking real. So we'll be keeping an eye out when it comes to, you know, gameplay reveals. I know they said that this game will be playable at Gamescom, which is happening in August. So we might want to tune into that. I might want to break that down too for you guys. So stay tuned for that. I'll be keeping an eye out for all things Resident Evil. Yeah. So let me know your thoughts about all this down in the comment section below. If you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And with that being said, guys, take care, much love, and peace out, y'all.